Hey guys, how you doing? So, Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is just a very quick video, just an observation that I've made that I'm sure a lot of you guys have made. So obviously you all know who Bernie Sanders is. He was the forerunner for the Democratic nomination until he was basically basically manoeuvred out of that position by basically just the gaming plays of the DNC. Also, he was close to becoming the nomination as well in 2016, where he also got swindled out of it, out of the nomination again then. But one of the things that's used the most against him is that he's a socialist. And obviously he wants to enact socialist policies. I mean, here we say he is a self-described democratic socialist. I always find this term democratic socialism because it's like it's sort of like with socialism, like a saying that goes with socialism is that you vote it in, but you have to shoot your way out of it. So it's like once you vote in a socialist, then that's it, they're in. And you can't get rid of them. The only way you can get rid of them is by like overthrowing the government and as a country shooting your way out of it, sort of thing. So like obviously communism is a form of socialism. So yeah, the way that so they call themselves democratic socialists, and if we look at Jeremy Corbyn as well, he is a democratic socialist. So I always find that interesting how they are democratic socialists, because they're only democratic to the point they get voted in, and then they kind of like just run riot and do whatever they want. But anyway, so that's beside the point. So Bernie Sanders, and then we have Jeremy Corbyn, who was I don't know if he still is or not actually now. He's the leader of the opposition, or was the leader of the opposition, was the guy going up against Boris Johnson in the UK in the last elections, in which Jeremy Corbyn lost. So both these guys are socialists. Bernie basically didn't even get the nomination. And is basically the harshest criticism against him was that he was a socialist and America will never be a socialist country, etc., etc. Jeremy Corbyn, pretty similar thing. He's a socialist. Yeah, we don't like socialists in a capitalistic society. And then so that brings me to the irony that obviously what we've got going on now in both America and in the UK is basically Trump is now pretty much. And just the government, the whole administration, the central bank policy is now pretty much more socialist than Bernie Sanders could ever have dreamed of. I mean, even people were laughing at I forgot what his name is now. The Andrew Yang and his universal payments, or whatever that was called, and universal basic income. That's it. UBI, and then basically Trump is doing that, just giving everyone money. They're bailing out all big businesses. They're bailing out everybody. They're bailing out everybody they can, and that is basically, that's pure socialism. Like, the worst part about it though is that everybody was so vehemently against socialism when it was generally socialism for the average people. But as soon as the financial system gets in a bit of a mess in both the UK and in the world, so in the UK and America, then it's like we'll have all the socialistic policies we can, basically to bail out big business and the rich. So yeah, just wanted to point out that irony. And then yeah, in the UK here, people are getting basically paid 8% of the wages to not go to work, which is basically paid for by the state. So it's full on socialism. It's not a free market economics here, and it's not a capitalistic society one bit, like one iota. So yeah, that's just an interesting observation that I wanted to make about these two guys, about how they are basically socialists, and we have full-on socialism in both America and the US, and America and the UK. US and the UK, and yeah, just the irony of the situation. So when we're in the good times, everybody is very much against. When I say everybody, I mean the people that obviously control the narrative. because that basically then controls what everybody in inverted commas thinks. So the people behind the scenes, the people in power that control the narrative, we hate socialism, everybody hates socialism, we can't have that, when the times are good, and it's only really to benefit the poor people who aren't doing so well when times are good. But as soon as times get hard for basically the rich, the wealthy and elite, we need socialism, guys. We need every form of social, everything we can get. And it's just it's to give every, like, to basically talk about the US, to give every like average American person $1,200. I think it's like $500 for every child as well. Compared to the trillions that is pumped into all the debt markets and all to prop up all the assets that are predominantly owned by rich people. It's insane the amount of money that they're basically after. But yeah, anyway, so there we go. So right, that's it for this little rant. So remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You can do your own research into this, and I'll be back at you with a couple more videos today.